in. We are live, baby, live. Club Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. It is Friday, Max, March 4th. Before we go any further, I got to give a shout out to my mom. Happy birthday for my mom today. It's a big birthday. I don't see my mom. I'm going to see my mom tomorrow, by the way. So shout out to my mom real quick. I want to give her a quick happy birthday. But how you doing today, Max? How was last night? I'll get into mine in a sec. Rip yours, my guy.
Yeah, it seemed like I was slightly profitable in a lot of areas except in my own pocket. So while I'm happy in some sense, I'm also pretty angry in another sense. I want to punish Gus today on a Friday. I want to feed him some nice cock soup because at this time next month, I'll be in softball training. So I am definitely wanting to feed him some of that cold, icy, urine jizz filled soup.
Okay. I like it. Let's hit through mine last night. It was just a wild night of some crazy basketball that just, you want to talk about insane, Max. So Michigan State, Ohio State was good. It got over. Temple just no showed. North Texas win under was a good one. Oakland, come on. This team, how pathetic of a drought. I don't know. They're up by 9 at half. Then they're up 46-32 with 13:51 and just get their ass blitzed in a 20-0 run. Absolutely pathetic. Wow. Pathetic, man. That was so hard to watch. Idaho State, tough loss there, Max. 77-71. The kid fouled when he didn't need to, and with not even a second left. The guy made a layup, made it 77-71, and he grabbed him anyways with 1 second. If you're up 5 and there's 1 second left, you can't win. Don't foul the guy. Just let the guy grab the ball in 1 second, and you're off the gym. So that hurt. So that, they lost 79-71. He goes, makes both free throws, and boom, the loser. So that sucked. And Sac State, Montana State went over there. But I stayed off some landmines as well. But yeah, just pretty day. I think I lost in the end a little bit. But let's get to today, Max. We got to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. We'll do that in just a minute. But first, let me break down some of these lines. How about today? Have you already been betting on these early games?
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag of emotions, basically a roller coaster. One game I'm making money on, the next game I'm not making money on, the next game I'm having to lie bet $1,000 to fucking make money back that I lost. It's just been a real ugly fucking scene. And I'm just glad that I don't have cameras following me around all the time while I'm betting college basketball because the things I say would just disgust you. Sort of like my friend Glenn's wife and the comments she texts me late at night when she's wanting to be wet like a baby seal.
Oh my god. Okay, hit me up with the line moves. There's been some crazy moves here on sides and totals from last night to right now, Max. Let me know what they are.
Yeah, listen, you have to definitely be aware of what basketball you're getting involved with because there is conference basketball, there's still regular season basketball. We have seen a move in the Buffalo game, in the Toledo Bowling Green game with the spread. Toledo going from a 16.5 point favorite down to as low as 15 right now. Very interesting move considering Bowling Green is playing with house money. And Toledo, they're trying to get back into postseason form. Definitely looking down the board, I have to stop, and I definitely have to take note of the Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio move towards the under 148.5 down as low as 147, and the spread went from Miami -8 on opener to as high as 9.5 right now. I think that when we look at some of these other games, definitely on the Eastern Seaboard, I have to take note of my Bonnies, who went from a 3-point favorite to as high as 4.5. And that definitely makes me very nervous, Connor. One move that's been really interesting that I'm sure that you'll be involved in is the Utah State San Jose State game, where we've seen the spread go from 13.5 to as low as 11. And that is
Shocked
very surprising. I don't know if there's an injury issue, but doesn't make sense to me.
too.
Looking down the board, I will say that in the SoCon tournament, Mercer going from a 5.5 point favorite to 7 is troublesome. However, I do think that they can still win the basketball game. Moving to the Missouri Valley Conference, which I am watching to my right now and absolutely disgusted with Bradley, is Valparaiso, Missouri State, whose total went from 144 to as low as 139.5. Valparaiso may have some tired legs. Missouri State usually plays better defense at home than they do on a neutral court or on the road. So, very peculiar move there. I think that when we do look at a move that's had a little U-shaped line movement, Southern Illinois and Drake with the total 127 to as high as 128.5, down to as low as 125.5. So been a roller coaster of line movement and steam in that game. When we do go and look at another game in the Ohio Valley Conference in the semifinals, Southeast Missouri State and Murray State went from a 152 to a 148.5. Very surprising considering how potent both offenses are and how drive oriented both offenses are. So we'll be interested to see what happens in that game. We have seen BYU's total go from 145 to 141.5 at its lowest, and they've gone from 11-point favorite to a 12-point favorite, even though it seems like a pretty flat spot in a quick turnaround game. Portland and San Diego in the doubleheader of the West Coast Conference second round is going to be San Diego and Portland. Now, I don't understand this line. This reminds me of Hartford and UMass Lowell yesterday. Portland going from a 2.5-point favorite in a game that you think that they should win to as low as 1 right now. So very peculiar line movement, and it does have my spidey senses up. Now, I do look at that last game in the quarterfinal round in the Big South Conference tournament with Campbell and with Gardner-Webb. That total's gone from 125 to as high as 128. Now it's coming back down to as low as 125.5. So very interesting line movement there. I understand the line movement to the under. I didn't understand the line movement to the over with a Gardner-Webb game.
I completely agree there, Max. I waited and got that number when it touched 128. 127 I still think is pretty good. I'm shocked with that number. We will get into that game there. I think that's when it got to that, that's way too high with these two teams in that one. Excellent breakdown. I guess we'll go, what do you want to do, Max? Would you rather do time or just do by rotation number straight down? You on mute? You there?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay. Let's just do rotation number. Let me just go straight down this then. Let's go. We're going to get through all these games anyways, real quick though, before we get to that, shout out to the chat. Hit the like button for me. That's all I asked for. Always said. Max might want something else. That could be said later. We'll hold on. Shout out to Damon, Polly Walnuts, Ron Lofton, Real Deal Prime, The Grinder, selling heat pumps all across Canada. Jefferson C, TCATL, AJN, JPZ. Shout out to everyone. Yeah, my mom's birthday. Appreciate it. Know something. What's up? Ron Lofton, Kurt Gray, Rodney Barton, Kyle. What's up? Lex Steele, Ryan. What's going on, my man? Tony Cobbs, great to see you. Rem Most, Nunya, what's up, my man? Nasty Nate, Tease, Nathan Cerna, Jake Burns. The Jakes are rolling in. Shout out to everybody up and in here. All right, Max, we're going to go straight down the line. Main board first here. Ball State versus Western Michigan here. Ball State's a 3.5 point favorite. This total's 144.5. Western Michigan's been playing some better basketball here, Max. It's got me interested a tad bit in Western Michigan. What do you like in this game? And points, but what do you like here, Ball State, Western Michigan?
Yeah, Western Michigan's been a really good underdog in general, but I want to know how good of a start that they can get off to. I think that when you look at them, this is a team that definitely needs to be able to keep a game close. Otherwise, they do get blown the fuck out. And with Ball State and how potent this team is scoring wise in the second half, um, you really got to play a clamp it down defensive style game. You cannot allow these guys to go buck wild in your face. And when I look at Western Michigan, this is just a team that I don't like I don't like them in high offensive games in the first half. Against Ball State, though, it does seem like another Eastern Michigan type of tempo and score output. So I'm hesitating right now, but I'm looking at Ball State team total over in the first half. And then I'm looking at Western Michigan full game team total over.
Alrighty. I'd play the dog if I had a free bet there with the 3.5. Let's keep rolling. Buffalo, Kent State. Kent State's laying 3 here at home. Total's 145.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, listen, with Buffalo, they have to really have a rebound game, I guess you would call it, after what happened against Toledo. That was just an embarrassing performance considering they were on a huge game winning streak. But Kent State is equally as hot, and Kent State's been doing it with high octane scoring, 3-point shooting, and very good dribble drive penetration to get to the rim and get to the free throw line. I just think that you have a recipe. You're going to have to deal with the size of Buffalo. But when it comes down to it, can you not score 35 points versus this defense? I think you can. Buffalo's going to give up probably 37 to 40 points in this first half. And Kent State team total at 34.5 at minus 113 definitely seems like a good starter spot to get on.
What's Kent State full game?
73.5.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I'm interested there.
Keep in mind, Connor, Buffalo is one of the top 5 second half teams in the nation.
I will. Thank you for reminding me of that. Excellent work. Great breakdown. Bowling Green at Toledo here. Toledo, for most people, it's just take the team total. I wonder what is it at today, Max? Give me with a number.
It's ridiculous, Connor. It's actually ridiculous. 43.5 on the first half and 90.5 full game.
90.5. I was going to say 88 because I hadn't looked at it yet. 89.5, but I wasn't far off. They're 15-point favorites. This total is 165, 166. Anything here?
They're basically daring you to freaking take the under on the first half team total at 43.5. It just does not make sense to me. And even though this team is able to score 48 and 91 points, are they going to do that here? I don't know. It just really seems like a sketchy spot to me. Bowling Green's coming off probably their best game of the season, and they gave up 77 points. So it's a real tricky spot. We've seen this Toledo team be able to go over this number, but we're asking a lot when we're saying 43 points. I think that Toledo has a better opportunity of getting their offense going early, and I'm going to have to pull the trigger on this under 43.5 in the first half, even though they scored 48 versus them last time. It just doesn't make sense.
All right, let's keep rolling.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a huge number tonight. Central Michigan at Akron. Akron lane's 13.5. Mostly everywhere, Max. This total's 135.5. I have zero interest in this game. Do you?
Yeah, I like this game. I definitely like. I like under basketball with the Central Michigan team. I definitely like Central Michigan as a first half dog tonight. That's how we're going to know if they can freaking play with Akron. Obviously, Akron is a lot more freaking capable and high scoring at home. But I just think that with Ali hitting his jump shot or not hitting his jump shot dictates so much. Xavier Castanet is coming off a 22-point game. I think that he comes back down to earth and we get more of his norm. And with Enrique Freeman going for 18 and 16, I definitely think that you have a little bit of regression when it comes to that. At the end of the day, this Central Michigan team, even without Jermaine Jackson, still has a lot of good talent on there. Cam Healy is finally playing like his days in Albany. And with Harrison Henderson and freaking Ralph Bissonate, you do have some capable guys on the glass and defensively near the rim. I do think that with Kevin Miller, he's the X factor for Central Michigan. And if he has a game where he's able to get to the rim, where he's able to freaking be the recipient of those drive-in kicks, I think that this is Central Michigan team that really can surprise Akron at least early.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the points were a little bit interesting in this game, Max. And yeah, first half, see if they can bring it here. Might be a decent look. Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio's laying 9.5 across the board. This has gone up 1.5 points. Totals come down about a point to 147, 147.5 everywhere. What do you like here? Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, listen, I think that with Eastern Michigan, this is a team that just gives up points to other teams. And I think that even against a team like Miami, Ohio, who really has never really made you money any consistent time during the season, I think that this is a straight up underdog spot. Yeah, I think that with this Eastern Michigan team, they don't play a lot of defense, especially in the second half. But if they can get out to a lead early, that's definitely going to pay some dividends. They have been playing some decent defense in the first half, and Miami, Ohio is going to want to score the basketball. Something's going to have to give. I think that Eastern Michigan gets going tonight, and I think that they give Miami, Ohio a run for their money because while they are terrible from the free throw line, Connor, this is still a team that does get a lot of high percentage close looks that they're converting. And being able to hold your own on the glass is something. And then the fact that they're not a turnover prone team really gives me a little bit more confidence. If they were a team that's turned the ball over 16, 17 times a game, then that would be a major red flag. I think that Eastern Michigan can surprise us tonight versus Miami, Ohio.
Righty. Let's get to this big one, Max. Richmond, St. Bonaventure. It's 4.5 basically everywhere now, Max.
I don't even know why you're asking me about this.
This total's 138. I just break it down. Tell me a few things here. Total's 139. Senior night. Is the big man going to play? What's the deal? You got any info? Is he going to go or what?
I have no inside info on this game. It is just a scary game. Richmond is out for the sweep. I just think that it's so important in this game specifically for my guards to hit their goddamn jump shots. Like they cannot go into the half down 5 or more points. It's just not going to work. Richmond is too good with their ball security. And even though we've seen them blow some games, I am still hesitant to believe that they aren't on full alert going into this. My bodies have been hot. There's no kidding that, but VCU has been our kryptonite. I'm taking my Bonnie's first half and full game for revenge. I want them to really fuck these guys right in the goddamn mouth. And I think that it starts with the Bonnies being able to score 35 points or more in the first half. If they can't do that tonight, they'll be losing at halftime. They'll cost me money. They'll break my heart. And Dr. Mandy will tell me, she told me so because she told me not to bet on these fucks. But I'm still going to do it. I don't know what's wrong with me, Connor, but something is.
Yeah, something is. I'm going to stay off this game. I would lean Richmond. Now this has crept up. The total's very interesting, Max. Man, I mean, the shots are hit. This game goes over, but I think this might be too high of a total. All the money's here on the over. Hasn't really budged much, So I'd look under in that game. Okay, Ohio, Northern Illinois. Ohio's laying 10 here. 10-point dogs at home here, Max. This total's 137.5. Northern Illinois, just nothing here at home to play for. Can they cover this? This is a game I don't want anything to do with. What do you like here?
Yeah, I definitely think that Northern Illinois has some appeal. They always have appeal to me when they're at home in this underdog type situation. With Northern
Yeah,
Illinois, I've said it before, Connor, the addition of Keyshawn Williams to the starting lineup is really what has allowed this team to make these comebacks at times in games where we think that they're dead. Buffalo's a perfect example. When you bet on this team the last 10 games like I haven't gone 8-2, there really isn't a question in my mind. I'm gonna back Northern Illinois in this game. I think that they're gonna be better on the glass than they have been. I think that they can limit some of their freaking careless turnovers. And against Ohio, Ohio is just not looking good right now. They are not looking good. I can't trust to lay this type of number on the road with them.
yeah,
Just doesn't make sense. So it's Northern Illinois plus 10 for me, or it's pass.
yeah. I mean, even how ugly it was yesterday, and they covered. I kind of mentioned it, and I didn't jump up on it. Was South Florida. I know how horrible that team can score, but when they're getting that many points at home, sometimes you just gotta put the bet in, and they covered. Well, they lose by 10. Um, so yeah, some of these teams just got to do it. We'll see tonight. All right, Utah State, San Jose State. You talked about this game, Max, and your line movement has come down to 11 from 13.5. Totals come down just a bit as well. Interesting one here. Take it away.
Yeah, listen, I think that with Utah State, their ability to run the floor with their big men is what differentiates them. Excuse me, hold on. It's what differentiates them in every matchup in this conference. When you have the skill and freaking good hands of all these big guys, it is a nice situation to have. I think that having your guards in the lineup, that's the other big thing for me. Brock Miller returning to this lineup gives a little level of calm. His on ball defense
Yeah,
and his court vision is going to be key tonight. If he can drop some shots, even better. But you got guys like Rylan Jones and Sean Bairstow that can come off and give you those double-digit scoring production games. I think that this is a real bad situation for San Jose State in a game that probably doesn't mean a whole bunch to Utah State, aside from the fact that they're coming off a bad home loss, and it's just a situational angle. You want to give me a discount on the spread with Utah State? I'll wait right until game time, see if I could get 10.5 or 10, and then I'll hit Utah State to crush San Jose State. They got nothing to play for. San Jose's on-ball defense against this type of running front court is not going to look good for them. So I think Utah State thumps them. I like their team total over 73.5. And I just think that they can beat them by 20, unlike last time when they beat them by 16?
yeah. It's just so interesting. Obviously, San Jose State plays a little better at home. It's just like all these bad teams we're kind of talking about, just like the last game, or South Florida. It's senior night. I don't know if that has to do with anything. Some of these teams play well, some don't. The Aggies haven't been good on the road, Max, as a big favorite like this. Maybe that's why it came down. But San Jose's not good as a dog to, like this either. Unlike South Florida catching big
Yeah,
numbers.
but
Yeah.
those games against Air Force that they didn't cover, or the game that they lost outright, I can forgive that. I just don't think that you have an environment that's very challenging to go into. It's not intimidating whatsoever.
Oh yeah, it's not at all. Yeah, and the last 9 home games are 2-7 ATS, and then Rara Murray just put that up there. Yeah, I'll wait till the very end too. I think if you could get 10 here, I think it might be a steal. We'll see. Way better team shooting wise, and they need to win this game, Max, and maybe win a couple, which it won't be easy, in the tournament, the conference tournament for Utah State.
I
All
think that
righty.
sorry, Connor, I just wanted to say one more thing. I
Yeah.
think that the sneaky play in the game, if you do think that San Jose State has value and you're not interested in the line, the way that it's moved, 62.5 points seems pretty attainable versus a Utah State team that could be putting up 85 tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent job. Let's get to conference games, Max. Here we go. Western Carolina, Mercer, first round here, Cherokee Center, Asheville, North Carolina. Mercer, 6.5 point favorite, basically. Some sevens, even Max has moved a point and a half. This total's right at 142.5. I don't trust Mercer laying this type number. Something just scares me. When they catch points, I like them a lot better. What do you like here, Western Carolina, Mercer?
Yeah, with this Mercer game, I like them to win. I'm just not crazy about this number right now. So I think that what I'm gonna do is just lay off the side and maybe hit Western Carolina in the first half, but do think that Mercer, who now is healthy with Kamar Robertson, Neftali Alvarez back in the lineup, should be able to at least win this game. That's as far as I go with this.
Yeah, that number just might be a little bit inflated and too big. All right, let's keep rolling here to the Missouri Valley. Max Valparaiso had the big win last night versus Evansville versus Murray State. Missouri State, they're laying 10.5. Totals dropped all the way down to 140. There's even some 139.5s here. What do you like, Valpo, Missouri State, Max?
Yeah, with Valparaiso, it's going to be real interesting to see what their stamina is, how their early shooting is. Are they hitting front rim? Can they hit open shots? Uh, I'm very skeptical. I do think that their offensive scheme definitely lends towards them being able to match up with Missouri State, and with Missouri State playing such incredible defense when they're playing at home. It's very intriguing to see what they're going to do tonight. I love the individual matchups because I don't know if my fellow Canadian Ben Creaky can really contain Gage Prim, especially with how physical he is. I do think that he'll end up picking up some early fouls. And with Missouri State, they do have some X factors. Obviously, Isaiah Mosley, got to shout him out, best scorer in the Missouri Valley Conference,
Yeah,
and definitely has NBA quality written all over him. I just think at the end of the day, you need an X factor performance from a guy like Jalen Minette. This is why he left IUPUI to come here for this opportunity. And while they aren't the first seed, I do think that they are the favorite, in my opinion, to win this conference tournament. So Valparaiso's in the way. Missouri State will clear them out of the way.
I agree. I think they win tonight. Just do you want to lay the 10.5? I think they cover. That's just a lean for me there. Let's get to the next one, Max. Should be a good game. We'll see here. Southern Illinois versus Drake. Drake's a 3 point favorite basically everywhere. There's a few three in the hooks still out there. This total's 126, 126.5. What do you like here? They just played a while ago, right? And Drake won by 2. So what do you like in this one?
Yeah, listen, I think that with Drake, it's about personnel matchups in this game. We know from watching Southern Illinois and struggling while watching Southern Illinois that they make some very bad decisions with the basketball at times that matter. And with a spread like this, I do worry about them making that bad decision. Ben Coupe coming in from Little Rock has been such a revelation into the starting lineup with his versatility, athleticism, and range. He has really made a big difference. I think that it allows Lance Jones and Daryl Banks to really be able to play more of a feed off the double teams role when a guy is hot type deal. And when you have Marcus Domas and Coupe on the floor together, you do have that. The one problem is, you're dealing with a Drake team that not only is very physical, it can also be very skilled when it comes to scoring on the baselines and not settling for a deep range shot when they want to go inside. I think that this is a game where Drake is tested without DJ Wilkins for their first game, but I
Yeah,
do think
yeah.
that they rise to the occasion. I do think Drake wins this game and advances. So that's as far as I'll
Okay.
go with the game, but I'm uber excited to bet this game live.
Yeah, that might be a good look to do it, especially with these swings or especially these halves that have been just insane lately. And yeah, with that game without him, we'll see how they play, especially defensively.
One
Drake.
one
Yeah.
thing to mention, Connor, is that what have we seen with a lot of these Missouri Valley games? Unders, unders, unders.
Yeah, it's pretty low, but yeah, Southern Illinois traditionally an under team for me. Um,
Yeah, we just
yeah,
had an under in the Loyola Chicago game. We had an under in the first game also. So
yeah,
a lot of under basketball in the Valley.
a lot of under basketball in the
We're
Valley
not
for
getting
sure.
under basketball in Citadel though. No under basketball there. 37-34 first half team totals are cash in. 4 minutes left. Let's fucking go. I love when
Let's
Citadel
get it.
actually scores, Connor. It makes me very happy.
I was about to say when they actually make shots, it's
Yeah,
really
when they're
nice.
not scoring 65 points a game. Yeah, I love them.
Oh shit. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's go to the Ohio Valley Conference here at the Ford Center, Evansville, Indiana. Southeast Missouri State versus Murray State. Missouri State versus Murray State. Murray State's laying 14 and a half, basically everywhere. Max's total is 148 and a half. What about Murray State? Do they just lay waste to them? What do you like here?
Yeah, no, I don't think that they do. I think that this is a Southeast Missouri State team with some very talented guys on this team, and it's a group that finally got recognized for their accomplishments. I think that it goes back to game one of the season when this Southeast Missouri State team went to Missouri State and beat them 95-90 in double overtime. Just has been ringing out in my brain. This is a Southeast Missouri State team that when they are confident, when they get good ball movement, when they have the advantage scheme wise, they can score from all three levels and really give some of the best teams a run for their money. When you have a dynamite freaking young point guard, freshman point guard, and Phil Russell, that is something that needs to come to play tonight. He's got to bring his best game. While they definitely have a lot of other guys they can go to, like Chris Harris and DQ Nicholas and Nana Canton, you definitely want to have Russell and Eric Reed on the floor playing together as often as you can tonight. What is going to decide a lot is how Southeast Missouri State deals with OVC Player of the Year KJ Williams. KJ Williams is a beast. We've seen it, we've known it, we've watched it. Now, Southeast Missouri State has to stop it. If they can stop it, they have a chance to stay within this game. The line is obviously reflecting that, but sometimes Connor, how I like to do, you like to do, and a lot of the guys in the chat like to do. They like to fade that line movement. So it could be at the point where maybe there's a little too much love for Southeast Missouri State. It could be Murray State just overpowers them with Tevin Smith and KJ Williams.
Definitely. Shout out to the chat, everyone in here. G Martinez, Ron Murray, Brian Gant, T Mac. What do you want to go here real quick with this question, Max? He goes, when games are on neutral courts, you guys look at away stats more. Go ahead.
No,
Do you?
I don't look at away stats more.
No.
Usually, I have a projection already for it, and it accounts for the fact that it's on a neutral court.
And I've always found out, it's not always, but some of these places they haven't been, like the West Coast Conference. Some of these, they play there all the time, Max. They even play games before the season, So like San Diego and Portland, they might know it a little bit better, but some of these gyms they don't know. I always kind of look first half a little bit under. You see it in the tournament, in the big dance, the feeling out, the sight lines, all that bullshit of these all these stadium type ones or even big arenas. So I look under a little bit early and points later, but it all depends. Let's keep rolling here. Morehead State, Belmont. Belmont's laying 4.5 across the board, and we got 140 across the board here, Max. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think that Belmont's got to show me that their game tonight. I just have not been impressed with their season. It feels like in a year that they could have really dominated a lot more with the development of Will Richards. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it. Obviously, they're coming off a game where they beat Tennessee State by 20 points, but it definitely very freaking recent in my memory, that game against Murray State. That is just a hugely embarrassing game for them. And I just think that they need to be able to overcome that. And I think that with Casey Alexander and his beef with Jacoby Wood, it has played a negative freaking effect on this team. This is a guy that was capable of scoring double digits and going further than that. And we've seen his production, his minutes, and his role in the offense diminish. Whether he's a head case or not, he's a guy that can freaking really dominate a game at the free throw line and scoring inside the range that you're not utilizing, and you've lost games because of it. I'll take freaking Belmont first half and ride with them, but I would not be surprised to see Moorhead figure this team out, get John A. Broom a lot of action against Moose, and Broom win the game.
Okay, yeah. Tough one there. Let's keep rolling here to the West Coast Conference right here at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. First game here, Max. Loyola Marymount, BYU. BYU's laying 12 basically everywhere now. This total has come down. Interesting move with the money on this total. The money and the tickets. Totals come crashing down. Now as it got too low. BYU just beat them by 20. The other day I was digging in this game a lot, and Loyola took them to OT like a month ago. I think this might be too many points. What do you like here, Max? Loyola, BYU.
Yeah, I don't really care for much in this game. I would just ride with you on the dog.
Yeah, I think BYU's just looking forward to tomorrow, to San Francisco. I think this is just kind of get a win, get out. That's some everything that I was kind of reading up on. I think this might be too many points. The total's interesting. It's come down. Maybe it's too low now. I even saw 141.5. I'd lean over, but it's just a lean. Let's keep rolling here, Max, to the next one. Maybe you have something in this game because you had your spidey senses tingling. So did I a little bit here. San Diego versus Portland. It's 2.5. It's come down. It's 1. There's a few 1.5s. This total's moved up 3 points to 139, basically everywhere. What do you like? San Diego, Portland.
Yeah, I just think that when we look at this game from a talent perspective, Portland is going to have the advantage. This team in San Diego is just not shooting the three ball like they were at the beginning of the season. It has tailed off considerably and noticeably. I think that with Jace Townsend, this is a guy that can have that game changing type game. You're going in your last hurrah. You do have an opportunity in this game if you can freaking really throw some of the guys on this Portland team out of rhythm. Chris Austin is a guy that if you can step in front of a charge, he will drive right into them. A guy like Tyler Robinson, that if you allow him to back you down and you don't bring a double team to try and strip him, then he's going to score on you, and he's going to do it really ugly. He's going to get real red while he does it, because while I need a tan, he needs a tan way more. At the end of the day, though, it just doesn't make sense for me to look at this situation the same aspect through the same lens that I looked at the Hartford game. This is a game that's a tournament game. You lose, you go home. Portland has had an outstanding season. Shantae Leggins is definitely a candidate for Coach of the Year. And I think that when you look at him, he's going to want to get a couple more wins. I think this is too short of a number. No disrespect to San Diego. I think they're going to be outmatched here. I like Portland on the spread. I like them -3.5 on the additional spread. And I like their team total over 70.5. I just don't see them not scoring and winning.
Yeah, it's Portland for me. You know how we've been on this team all year. I love how they make their shots, hit their free throws, multiple 4 guys in double figures that can do it. They get to the bucket. So they lost at San Diego State, or at San Diego. Remember that on that road trip, Max, where they had like 5 straight games and they lost in OT, and then by
Wasn't it
6.
the 4th or 5th one?
Yeah, and they lost by 6. But I think they did cover. I have to double check that. They ended up losing. Then they win by 32 against them. 10 days ago or so, or 2 weeks ago? They just blasted them, and now it's just one, and it's come down. That's what had me a
It's
little
it's
freaked out. But in the end, they're the better team, I think. And when it's just win or go home, like you talked about, on a neutral court, it's Portland for me here. Yeah, go ahead.
it's fishy as fuck. But I'm still gonna bet it, Connor. Why wouldn't I?
I love it. He's betting it. I like it too. I just think they're the better team watching these two teams all year. And San Diego had to play last night, so we'll see. We will see. It should be a good one late, Max. All eyes will be on that game for sure late at night here. High Point, Winthrop. Winthrop's laying 7. This total's 141.5. There's a few 142s. What do you like here, Max? I don't know. I don't know about this one. I want to take High Point, but I wanted a few more points. What do you like here in this Big South Conference quarterfinals at Bojangles Coliseum, Charlotte?
I like the under. I like the
Mm-hmm.
under in the game. I don't think that this game is due for a big scoring output. We've seen how these teams have matched up. We've seen how the rebounding advantage will determine how much a team wins this game by. And unless High Point does a better job on the glass, they're gonna be in trouble. Like, I think that when you look at the scoring that they have, yes, they can freaking match up. But if you can't stop DJ Burns inside, if you can't freaking stop Patrick Good on the 3-point line, if you can't stop Drew Bugs from freaking diming out and freaking scoring some ugly ass layups, yeah, you're in trouble. I think High Point is meant for this. I think that they're playing for Tubby. I think that they have some non-basketball situational factors affecting them. And I think that they just have the confidence that they know they could beat this team. Make your jump shots, stay in your lane, guard your freaking zone. And I just think that at the end of the day, this will be one of the dogs that actually has a chance to live for tomorrow.
Mm. I like High Point a little bit here. And I thought the total was a little bit high. I know they've been both these teams scoring a bit more lately, Max, but I was a little shocked that it was 142. I
Yeah, I
thought
wouldn't
this
be
could have
surprised if it
opened.
hits 125.
I thought this would be like 138 when it opened. So I definitely like the under here. And let's get to the last one. I like the under as well. Campbell, Gardner Webb. Gardner Webb's laying 3.5. This line has moved from 2 to 3.5. If it moves even a little bit more, I like Campbell now a little bit, Max. And both these teams. So offensively, Campbell 287, Gardner Webb 208. Scoring defense, looking these up, 20th Campbell is in the country. Gardner Webb's 40th, and this line was going the other way. So I waited till it hit 128, like you talked about, took the under. Even at 127, I think it stays under this total. I think this game's in the 50s. What do you like here?
Yeah, stop Lance Terry from the 3-point line. Don't let Demorian Williams beat you from all 3 levels, and you got a goddamn chance. I love how experienced this Campbell team. They just feel like one of these teams when you watch them and you see the camaraderie on the bench. That this is a team that can make a run. They just need the right opponent matchups in each round. This is the right opponent for them, an opponent that they can freaking close out on 3-point shots, that they can really freaking rotate and bring help defense and not worry about getting killed. Because a lot of the time, a Gardner Webb on these opportunities that they have on the 3-point line, sometimes they pass them up. And that is the kind of hesitation I look for when I'm live betting. If you have open shots and you're giving them up, or you're trying to go inside, then I worry. And that's when I look for unders. I think Campbell with Jesus Carolero, with Cedric Henderson, with Jordan Whitfield, who freaking single-handedly extended their game and was able to get them here. I think that this is a game that the fatigue may be freaking real, but I don't think that it shows up till the next game if they get through tonight.
Okay.
Because Connor, 3 of 4 starters play 44 minutes or more.
Yeah. I don't think it shows up either tonight. I think that really starts showing Max like the third day or the fourth, in these like
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
They're in better shape than us.
The legs would give out. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. We only got 80 likes. Give me 20 more here before we dip everybody in the chat.
Mad. Don't make Conor mad.
Don't piss me off.
Don't make him mad. Just don't do it.
Eric Jones. Shout out. Abel L. Hey, what's up? East Woodmore. Nathan Cerna. Josh, what's up, man? Shout out to everyone. Sammy Comer, what's going on, my guy? Great to see you in here. T-Mac. All our Jakes flowing in here like wine. Shout out to everybody. G Martinez, MMA Locker Room, Nikki Fish Tanks. I saw in here Roland G, Jay Smith, Nunya, CT Bays. What up, my man? How you doing? Ron Lofton, Daryl Turner. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get it. Alrighty. Let's get to best bets, Max. But first, let's get a word from our sponsor. And we'll be right back and we'll get on out of here.
Yes, sir.
Boom. If you're in the San Antonio area, go to Southtown 101. Best bar in town. Get there. Go there. Tell them we sent you. For sure. Go to manscaped.com. You know the deal. 20% off promo code Pub Sports. Same thing with MyBookie. Got to have multiple books, multiple lines. You just transfer to Bitcoin real quick. Put 1,000, they'll match you. Promo code Pub Sports. And last, get our Pub Rub at pubsportsradio.com. 2 for $25. Get them both. Don't mess around. We're not here. We're not messing around here. While you're at pubsportsradio.com, cop a t-shirt. Look at everything else on our website. All the great shit that's on there. All right, Max. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Got a few more. We got a hundo. Come on, 7 more. Shout out to you guys. All right, Max. What are your bets today? Bet, whatever it is. Teaser, pleaser, sweetheart, whatever. Parlay. Hit me with it, brother.
I was thinking of like which first half team total I wanted to get on, and I was like maybe the first half in Toledo, but I just can't do that. I can't make us sit through that shit. They may end up scoring 50 points in that one. So I just have to go to what works. And what works is going to this team called the Portland Pilots. They wear purple. I'm not going to hold that against them. I think that they can win this game, you know? I think that they can win this game. That's all I'm asking them to do. Win the game. Win the game. So I'm definitely taking Portland -1, and I'm taking them on their team total over 70.5, Connor.
Perfect. I like it. I'm all over it as well. So I think they win here tonight. Just win. Just win, baby. Just win. I think they can do it here tonight. Just a different Portland team. Man, when I saw them 3 years ago, Max, when I was up in Portland with my brother, holy shit, was this basketball team bad. Playing a lot better with coach out of there.
I will say this. I have been degenerate betting Division II basketball without knowing anything about it. Nice. So, I'm learning about a new division. And I'm just blessed that there's some sports books out there that got the balls to fucking put these lines up. So West Liberty starting up soon versus Wheeling. I don't know. I think it could be around City. 22.5 points and a 175.5 total. Seems like offense. I'm not taking over 175 though.
He's all over it. Every tiny college basketball team across the country.
No. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them win by 25 to 30 points. So there's value on the ad spread if you are on Bet365.
Excellent work, Max. I like the play here, your play there. I have a few unders I like, but I'm sticking on the bet I bet. I bet already at 128. There's 127s. Campbell, Gardner, Webb. I don't think it gets there. I don't think we get to 120. So I'm on the under there. Your Portland was good. That's on my card. And one more, I'm taking it, the other one in the West Coast Conference. I think BYU's just looking ahead. I need Loyola Marymount to score. They have struggled at times, but they've been doing better lately, Max, the last month or so of the season. So we'll see on a neutral floor. I think BYU just wants to get the win, get to San Francisco tomorrow. So I'm going to take the 12 with Loyola Marymount. And, man, that total's dropped. I'm kind of looking at the over. But that's it for me. All righty. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you. We got to a goddamn hundo, baby. Here we go. No
Make
pissed
Connor
off
happy.
Connor.
Make Connor happy.
The chat wants a cupcake from you, Max.
Listen, the type of
calling for the
cupcake that I
cupcake.
want to eat is not available on demand. That would be an expensive outing that at this time of day I'm not ready to do. So if you want to see me eat an actual cupcake from the Cupcake Villa, then yeah, I'll get one of those $12 motherfucking cupcakes and I'll smash that thing on the show. But you got to give me advance notice.
Great work. He's a great Maxwell Sword. I'm Connor Mack. We're out of here, baby. See you tomorrow. We be pumping! Peace. Check out the horse guys with Razor. Peace.